Hello and welcome to another episode of Moose's Gear Goo Review. I'm Moose and today we got another knife review, and that is of this guy. Gal? Knife? This is the Kizer Domin Mini? Kizer Domin Mini. So I'll get into it, cover the specs, and then we'll talk about the blade and handle and everything else. So, overall length is 6.87 inches. The blade length is 2.875 inches. The blade width is 0.875 inches. The blade thickness is 0.10 inches or 0.10. The overall handle length is 4 inches. The handle width is 0.75. And the handle thickness is 0.43. The weight on it is 2.93 ounces, so just under 3 ounces, which is always nice in my opinion. And yeah. Oh, and the blade steel is Bowler N690. So, yeah, I didn't know much about this knife other than the fact that it is based off a larger knife that Kizer makes. And I think they have a Vanguard series of that, and then obviously if it's a Vanguard, it's based off of another higher-end version of theirs, potentially. And so yeah, I didn't really know much about the full-size one, but it is available. It is going to be larger, longer handle, longer blade, and instead of N690 steel, it'll be VG10. Personally, I don't know what it is. I'm just not attracted to VG10. I'm just kind of done with it. But whatever, I was happy that this is in a different steel that I really haven't gotten a chance to use or test. So Bowler N690, was a pretty good steel a few years ago. So I'm sure it's still pretty decent. That being said, the knife blade, starting at the blade, has a nice stonewash on it. Goes all the way around. It is a full flat grind, and it is a plain edge blade. Pretty flat until you got a decent amount of little belly there, and it kind of has this continuous drop point look to it. I compare this knife design or shape mostly to almost like a paring knife, which paring knives honestly have a tremendous amount of utility. So this blade shape is going to be awesome pretty much all across the board for most things. On it, you have the branding of Kizer, as well as, let's see there, N690, and then the model number, so you can see N690 steel. And then on the other side, you have the name of the knife, which is Domin Mini. Okay, so yeah. Other than that, there's no jimping up top. It is deployed by thumb studs on either side, left or right side. And they're nice. They're substantial enough, easy to find. And it seems that the thumb studs are actually the stop pin as well. So similar to actually I don't have a knife example, but some of them have stop pins. Actually, I think here we go. The Skyline, Kershaw Skyline, those aren't actual thumb studs, they're stop pins. So it hurts. But these ones are both thumb studs and stop pins. So cool little design feature there. And it works well. So yep. Other than that, there's a tiny bit of a ricasso there for the knife to be fully sharpened, and yeah, it's pretty smooth deployment. It runs on washers, I believe. Yep, smooth for sure. Now getting into the handle, I think this is the fun part of the knife. As you can see, I have a purple knife. I chose purple partly because I'm a Vikings fan. I live in Minnesota. Go Vikes. Always rooting for the hometown team. But two, you don't get to see a lot of color variation in the knife world per se. Usually you have your black, your blue, Ben Blue, your OD green, and tan or coyote. So to have anything else that is a pop of color is always fun. And it's been a while since I've had a purple knife, so I thought I'd give it a shot. Though I will say that this is much more of a like pastel color purple or violet. I thought it would be a little bit deeper of a purple, more like a Vikings purple. But either way, it's something different, and whatever. That being said, I do like the overall handle profile. It's very simple, very kind of modern. It is a shadow box design, and basically what that means is that the actual liners of the knife extend out to be the farthest parts of the profile, and that the G10 is shrunk in, so it just covers the interior and it doesn't meet flush with the actual liners. So it gives you this shadow box design where you might get some reflection. A lot of times people are concerned that that might be uncomfortable, but the liners are actually rounded off nicely, and there's slight champering on the G10 to kind of have it flow into the others. I do like the recessed area to get at the liner lock. It is a liner lock knife. It's nice and chamfered there, and it gives you a very nice rectangular access point to get to that liner. So yeah, it's mostly an open back construction. There is a matching purple G10 backspacer that also works as the lanyard hole. The lanyard hole itself is pretty narrow, but it does dip in there, so you kind of dip it in and then out. And it is textured and has some jimping on the back, I guess, if you want to hold it in an upside down grip. But yeah. Moving on to the other side, all the hardware are polished or satin, and a very, once again, simple pocket clip, not flashy. There's no branding on it, and I honestly really like that about the Kizer design knives. So here's the mini sheepdog. No branding, no branding. Keeps it very simple and minimal and very modern looking. So yeah, other than that, I've really enjoyed carrying this. It's not the deepest carry, but it's substantial enough, and I like that this is all the way to as high up as you can, and there isn't a bunch of flat of the pocket clip to waste. So they made it as deep carry as they can for what it is. I like the lightness. It is just barely a 4-finger grip for me. I have very wide hands going from pinky to thumb, but I'm able to get it. It's nice and light, very nimble and well balanced. Works great. I really like this. It does come in other colors besides purple, so there's black, there's a blue G10, and then there's like a green, or a more of a jade green, so it's kind of translucent looking. And these are pretty budget friendly as well, especially for N690 steel. You're going to be able to find these for like around $65, I think. And even they go on sale at times all as cheap as like $50. So I'll say anywhere from $50 to $65. And I really like it. I think it's really nice if you're looking for a small basic knife. This will definitely hit the spot. When folded, it has a very narrow profile as well, so it won't take up a lot of real estate in the pocket. So a winner for me, honestly. That being said, let's compare it. We got our mini grip. We got, what else do we got? Let's pull out this one because this one is kind of similar. We got the mixtape. And I don't know, we'll do the Civivi Elementum or whatever it's called. Alright, so as you can see, they're all about 3-inch blades for the most part, which are nice. These are all very good options for the 3-inch blade market. Handle-wise, looks like the mini grip is just slightly smaller handle, but all pretty similar. So there's your comparisons there. I think handle-wise, it has kind of a similar comparison to the mixtape with that bottom angle down and whatnot. But the mixtape's just ever so slightly longer in both blade and handle. Thickness wise, I think the mixtape is just slightly thicker. Handle wise though, I think they're about the same. Mixtape's a very light knife. Do really like the mixtape though. Blade thickness, about the same. Maybe the Kizer is slightly bigger. Handle wise though, the Kizer is a thinner handle. Once again, comparison. And then the Civivi Elementum, or Elemental, whatever. Looks like the Kizer blade stock's just slightly thicker. Handle wise about the same. Similar design as far as the shadow box handle. It's a little bit more prevalent on the Civivi, but you can see. So it's a very minute shadow boxing on here. But pretty cool. Awesome, awesome knives. Alright, so the last test is the best test, and that is the ugly brown glove test. Boom. Purple G10, decent texture on it. If I pinch it, it's really not going anywhere. Ooh, that was nice. Can find those thumb studs, wing it open. I really love just how simple this cutout is, but it seems to be right at that perfect amount of cutout to find that liner lock and unlock the knife. So yeah, really like that. Thumb studs, easy. Full hand grip. Yeah, really not going anywhere. I mean, there isn't a ton of choils or anything here, so it can get kind of slick, especially if you're just putting the pressure on the exposed liners, because there's no texture there. But if you press in your fingers into the G10 and pinch, then it's not going anywhere. If I just put the pressure on the liners, it does slip. So, you know, it does pass still though. The G10 makes up for it, and it's definitely easy to deploy and disengage the lock and close. So really nice. Definitely a pass. I give that an solid A, honestly. Pretty impressed. Just that liner lock disengagement is really good. So cool, guys. A for the ugly brown glove test. And there you have it, guys. This is the Mini Domin. Really dig this knife. Nice, lightweight, an excellent EDC, urban EDC option. You know, pick your color to help you fit wherever you want. And it's, you know, under $60 or so. Remember, I'll leave links in the description below for up-to-date pricing. So there you have it, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Check out these other videos. Click the eye on the upper right-hand corner if it's there. Click the subscribe button. Thank you, and I'll see you outside.